This is Everyday Tension. Real stories based on real experiences about everyday conflicts people rarely talk about. This story was shared anonymously. If you'd like, you can support the channel by liking or subscribing and let me know in the comments where you're listening from. Here's what happened.
It was our choice to move. I remind myself of that a lot. The city had better jobs for both of us. Better schools, they said. More things for the kids to do. It made sense on paper. It still makes sense most days. But it put 3 hours of interstate between us and everyone else. Not a world, but a distance. A distance that seems to get longer every year. My mom and Dan's mom aren't monsters. That's what I have to start with. They're not the kind of mothers-in-law you read about online. The ones who try to break up marriages or criticize everything. Mostly, they're just busy with their own lives. Lives that seem to orbit around their siblings, my aunts and uncles, Dan's aunts and uncles, and all those cousins, the family that stayed put. The holiday thing started small. The first year we moved, it was, "Oh, your Uncle Gary is having everyone at his place. It's just easier since we're all here." And it was easier. We understood. We had a quiet Christmas, just the four of us. It was novel, even nice. No chaos, no travel. We stayed in pajamas until noon. The second year, it was the same for Thanksgiving. "We're just doing a small thing at your sister's," my mom said. Dan's mom said something similar about his brother. We went to a friend's house who was also displaced. It was fine. By the third year, it wasn't novel anymore. It was a pattern. The invitation would come, but it was always conditional, always layered. "We'd love to see you, but you know how hard it is for everyone to travel to the city. Or, if you can make it down, we'll save some pie." But the pie was always at someone else's house. A house that wasn't theirs. A gathering we were expected to insert ourselves into. Visiting them is military operation. We have the minivan with the third row. The one we bought specifically because of this. It's full of suitcases, pack-and-plays when the kids were smaller, bags of snacks, tablets, favorite blankets. The drive is 3 hours if traffic is perfect, which it never is around a holiday. It's 4 hours of "are we there yet?" and fighting over who touched who. Neither of our childhood homes was built for a family of 4 visiting. My mom still lives in the same 3-bedroom ranch, 1 bathroom. Dan's parents are in a condo now, 2 bedrooms. The sleeping arrangements are a puzzle made of guilt. Kids on air mattresses in the living room, us on a pull-out couch that feels like sleeping on a collection of broken springs. Every whisper after 8 p.m. feels like a disturbance. Every creak of the floorboard is a crime. No one sleeps. The kids are overstimulated and off schedule. We're all trying so hard to be quiet and good that we're just tense. A low hum of anxiety under everything. Coming home is its own kind of exhaustion. It takes weeks. Weeks to get the baby back to sleeping through the night. Weeks to undo the sugar-fueled madness of being spoiled by grandparents for 4 days. Weeks for Dan and I to stop snapping at each other from the residual stress. We're always playing catch-up with laundry, with work, with real life. We suggested a hotel once. Just once. The reaction was a silent, cold thing. My mom's face just fell. "You don't want to stay with me?" she asked, and her voice was so small. Dan's mom was more practical, but just as wounded. "Well, that's a waste of money, isn't it? We have plenty of room." There was no winning. Staying at the hotel would have been a luxury, a chance to breathe, a door to close. But it would have been a declaration. It would have meant we were guests, not family. The passive-aggressive comments would have lasted for years, so we stopped suggesting it. Sometimes we don't go because someone is sick. In a family with young kids, someone is always on the verge of something. A cough, a fever, a suspicious rash. The text message chain begins. I'm so sorry. I think Ellie is coming down with a cold. We shouldn't bring germs. And there's always a palpable sense of relief from the other end. A relief covered in disappointment. Oh no, poor thing. We'll miss you. Well, there's always next year. The relief is what stings. It confirms the suspicion that our visit is also a burden for them. Sometimes we don't go because we are just so tired. Dan and I both work. The kids are in school and activities. The calendar is a solid block of color. A holiday break isn't a break. It's a relocation of effort. The idea of using those 4 precious days to drive, to perform, to be on, and then to drive back, it can feel impossible. We need to not move. We need to sit in our own living room and not talk to anyone. We need to let the kids play with their own toys in their own rooms. These are the years, everyone tells us. These are the hard years. It'll be easier when they're older. I cling to that like a mantra. It'll be easier when they're older. The kids get a week off for Thanksgiving where our parents live. A full week. Here, they get Thursday and Friday. That's it. So if we travel, we leave Wednesday night after work through the worst traffic. We have Thursday, Friday, and then we drive back Saturday to have a day to collapse before Monday comes. It's a whiplash trip. There's no settling in. It's arrive, eat, sleep poorly, try to have a meaningful visit in the chaos of other guests, sleep poorly again, and leave. The goodbye is always rushed, always with a car already packed, kids already crying because they're overtired. This year, for Thanksgiving, it felt different. We've been talking about it since summer. We have the space now. We bought a house with a real guest room and a finished basement with a pull-out couch. We have 2 full bathrooms. We can host. We offered. We said, come to us. We'll do all the cooking. You just show up. And for a while, it seemed like they would. My mom said yes. My sister said maybe. Dan's mom said it sounded nice. Dan's dad said he'd check his work schedule. It felt like a victory. We planned a menu. We talked about where people would sleep. We bought a new roasting pan. The kids were excited to have everyone here, to show off their rooms, to be the hosts. Then, the slow backslide began. In October, my sister called. It's just so expensive to fly around the holiday, she said. And you know Mom doesn't like to drive up without me. I offered to pay for part of her ticket. She said it wasn't about the money. Not really. It was the hassle. The airports. She'd just see us at Christmas, maybe. Then Dan's dad found out he had to work the Wednesday before. Can't get out of it, he said. Just means we get there late Wednesday night. Your mom doesn't like that drive in the dark. Dan's mom agreed. The drive was too much. Maybe we should just come down there instead, like usual. We held the line. We said we'd love to have them whenever they arrived. The guest room was ready. My mom called last week. Her voice had that apologetic tone I know so well. Honey, your Aunt Linda is having everyone over at her house on Thursday. All the cousins will be there. It's the only day everyone can get together. We thought we could come up to you on Friday instead. Just for the day? Just for the day. A 6-hour round trip for a day. That's okay, Mom, I heard myself say. My voice was flat. Don't worry about it. Really. Enjoy it. With everyone. Are you sure we could get to the town? Are you born? With everyone. Are you sure we could get to the town? Are you sure we could get to the town? Are you rushing? Are you weaking? Are you sure? She asked, and I could tell she wanted me to say yes. She wanted to be absolved. I'm sure. It's fine. Dan got a similar call from his parents. His brother's kids had a soccer tournament out of town that weekend, so they were doing their Thanksgiving on Thursday. Could we maybe come down on Saturday? Or, again, we could just come there Thursday. We said no. We said we'd just stay here. So it's gonna be us. Again. Just the four of us. I'm standing in the grocery store looking at a 14-pound turkey and I don't know what to do. We don't need a 14-pound turkey. I buy it anyway. I buy stuffing mix and cans of cranberry sauce and ingredients for pies we won't finish. I'm going to cook all of it. I'm going to set the table with the good cloth napkins we never use. I'm going to make my kids get dressed in nice clothes. I know part of me is relieved. I am. I can sleep in my own bed. The kids will sleep in theirs. There will be no drive, no packing, no performance. We can watch the parade in our pajamas. We can eat when we want. The silence will be ours. But the other part just feels heavy. It feels like confirmation. We are the optional branch of the family. The one you fit in if it's convenient. The move made us the visitors, the guests, the ones who have to make the effort. And when we try to flip it, to become the destination, the foundations aren't strong enough to hold the weight of the tradition. Everyone's lives are built in a circle down there. We stepped outside the circle. We didn't mean to, but we did. I called Dan from the grocery store parking lot. I got the turkey, I said. Okay, he said. He was quiet for a second. So, it's just us. Yeah, he sighed. It wasn't a mad sigh. It was the same tired sound I feel in my own bones. It'll be nice, he said. He was trying. It will, I said, trying back. We'll have a nice day. The kids will be happy with the extra screen time. The food will be good. We'll probably even laugh. We'll call our families in the afternoon, and everyone will say how much they miss us. And we'll say we miss them too, and it will all be true, and also not the whole truth. And then it will be Friday, and the leftovers will be in the fridge, and the quiet will settle in for real. And I'll look at this big, quiet house that finally has enough space for everyone, and I'll feel like we built it for ghosts. I don't know when it gets easier. I just keep being told that it will. I have to believe that. Otherwise, you just feel picked last. Every single time. And you chose it. That's the part that sits in your stomach, quiet and cold. You chose the distance, so you don't get to complain about being far away. You just have to live with it, and with the quiet Thanksgivings, and hope that one year, someone decides the trip is worth it, or that you stop hoping for it. I don't know which would be better.